Hello, and in today's video we're going to be looking over my R5 team. Now this team is very fast, and I'm going to be showing everything. I'm going to say what I've learnt so far, then I'm going to show 5 runes on the left, 5 runes on the runs on the right, I should say. Then I'm going to show all the rest of the runs on the middle team, and you know, I'm just going to play some music, and then I might get back to the end of the video, I might not. So basically, the things you need to know first of all sorry, excuse me, is you need to come into this place, and you need to get the penguin skin for Colleen. Otherwise, you can cause desyncs and stuff. So you want to have that skin. Anything else doesn't really matter. So if you've got a Brandier skin, it should be okay. And also, for this particular team, you're going to want to have Belaga on a slightly better damage set. So as you can see, my Belaga is on this damage set right now. I'll show his runes a bit later in the team as well anyway, but mine does not one-shot the wave. So, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough. So, anyway, with this team, you do not need to go crazy, but here's the thing, if your Belaga doesn't one-shot, then you're going to have slower time. So, here's something else. Ken, he'll be probably wanting either this rune off, or this rune off. Depending on what you have, this is what you want to have him as artifacts. But if he's too tanky, he will survive. Mine just sometimes survives as we speak. So, sometimes he will survive, sometimes he won't. And you'll want to make sure that he doesn't survive. But if he does have the odd one, you can just take off one rune set. But my crit rate is also way too high, but it's just the stats that I can give him. Anyway, the team on the right, we'll look into that. So this guy here, anything will do. As long as he's got tanky enough stats, he doesn't need to be on... He doesn't need anything, he can just be on triple fight. You can have him on double will, if you would like your crow to do a bit more damage, but that's only if your Belaga isn't doing a lot of damage, so you should be okay on that. But just know that he can go on will, like the Lizard Man and the Living Armor, so these two can also go on will or triple fight. Anyway, here for the doggo, lots of will sets are going to be needed for this, and lots of fight sets. So for this team, this one is going to be on fight, shield, not shield, the defense buffy one, and fight. So these are his runes, just so you can see what they are. Now, he just needs to be there for the team up. Obviously, higher damage is great, just for the team ups, for the extra damage. Now, for her, just triple fight. She doesn't need anything. Rogue, obviously he would benefit from being skilled up. All these monsters are hardly skilled up, especially the doggos, which I should be really working on. I do have some other versions max skilled, but I decided to make some more. Anyway, these are his runes. I think he's a bit too tanky. I think he could get away with being a lot less tanky. So, these are his runes. Now, that's his artifacts, so try and get something like that. You can go for different artifacts as well. But also to this Dark Girl, Dark Girl is quite squishy, so you might have to have a shield set like I do, but you don't necessarily need the shield set. So these are her runes. I could give her a bit of other stats, but the team works for me most of the time, so it's pretty good. Now she is where I could get double fight sets in, or at least one more fight set. However, I just don't have the runes to do that at the moment. So that's her runes. Now, when she doesn't need to be max skill. She just needs to have this skill max, because that's the only skill she should be using. Because when the team fails, she'll start healing, so it doesn't really matter too much anyway. Now for this guy, he's just on triple fight, anything just to survive. Now here's the Ken, or the whatever the come to us version is. Now he is on a double fight will set, as he does enough damage. And he's only there to just help Brandier do damage. And, well, he does big boy damage. This guy is here for only one reason, and that's just to survive. So he could have anything on double fight. Or you could go with a will set if you were having trouble. Now this is the crow's runes. He's only there for cleanup. But you do still want to have him on a fight set. Just because he's not going to be really a damage dealer. So that's the Crow, and he's only there to clean up, so you really don't want him there too much at all. So now for the fighter girl, she is also on a double fight will set. As you can see, this is what she's on. Now, but like I say, do bear in mind with this team is that it's not 100% perfect. Hang on, is this rune not maxed? Let's see if we can change anything here actually whilst we do this. So, I don't have many of these, but if we could get rid of resistance, nah, we don't have anything, okay. So, we can't change her, unfortunately, but it's just be like that sometimes. Now, her, she needs to be on a double fight Will as well. Doesn't need to be a double fight Will. Now, if I could, I would get her on a crit damage build, but her crit rate needs to go up if I want to do a bit more damage, so that's unfortunate for that. But anyway, with the team on the right, which will be the hardest team I think to ruin if you don't have Brandy. If you don't have Brandy, go into chat and ask if anyone, go into the comments of this video and say, you know, you're looking for someone with a Brandy and what server you're on, if they can make this team. So feel free to leave in the comments below what server you're on and people can message through that, because I know Brandy is not free to play, so I can't say this team is free to play. There are other versions out there of free to play raids, and this just happens to be the fastest team and I happen to have Brandy, so anyway, for the Theo Mars, I have him on a crit rate build, as you can see there. He's literally just there to survive and make the Colleen heal, but I found that you don't even need that necessarily. But my Belaga isn't strong enough to, even when Colleen's HP is low. So he's just here more of a safety guarantee thing, but you could get away with him not being on Will. Anyway, let's show the runes, even though you don't really need to see them. He's only on attack build with max crit just to do a little bit of extra damage. He's useless, really. Now, she needs to be on double fight Will. She has to, unfortunately, be on Will, just down to the fact if she's not on Will, her passive doesn't work, and you need this passive. That's why she's useful, and she can still make this team without the dark one, but you do need better runes, and I can't pull that off. Now, this guy, he just needs to, well, have Will and double fight. As stave to his passive, it inflicts a bit of damage, which isn't necessarily needed, but you could have this to the point, mess around with the HP, just where he's just low enough to not survive type thing. Now here's the Brandier. My Brandier, as long as all the debuffs are on there, will one-shot the boss, but if you miss the branding, then this team will fail, at least my variation of it does. So these are her runes. Now, this rune down there at the bottom, which we just saw, this one here, I'm going to actually see if I have anything just to give it that extra bit of damage. I know, nah, I wish I could. I don't have anything either. So this is what she's really on. It just benefits from her having this. Like I said, I would give her this, but the chances of it is not likely to be needed, so just see if anything else I can give her. Like here, this rune would be ideal to be changed, but I don't have the attack, so that's something else that you'd want to do, is have a bit more attack, because if you do miss the branding, you're in trouble. So now here I got the flat attack. Okay, so I can't do anything else anyway, so I got distracted. What was this defense? I don't think I can put any more damage on that. Oh well. Now here's the Colleen's runes. She's just there to survive the first jump. Well, the first attack, and then heal up. Then she's designed to get took out. But sometimes this one survives, so you can either have her survive or not. I've not tried her 2A at all, so I don't know if the 2A will mess up anything. But the extra turn, I think what she does, is with this skill here, she gives 3 turns, is it? Oh, this is already 3 turns. I don't know what she does. I think if you're max healed already, you get attack bar, is it? I can't quite remember. It's one of those, but either way, she's not, I don't think, worth trying for me right now to see if it would be better. Anyway, here's my Belaga. Now, these runes are not perfect either, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm running. Now, this rune here can be changed. His crit rate is also not ideal, and this artifact is quite bad as well. The only thing that makes it good are the 2 things at the bottom. Like, the 2 at the top are just dead stats, really. They're useless to him. Now here, these stats are all okay. As you can see, damage is more HP. Damage plus to enemies, max HP. Since this is okay. And, you know, you want him to have less damage. But I couldn't get that, so... Anyway. That's the team, that's the runes. Now let's go on about the speech order. So hang on, I'm just going to get a song playing, quickly get the song playing, quick. Okay, there we go. Anyway, what we're going to be doing is showing this team off, and then I'll do some runs. So as you can see, the turn order goes, they attacked, then the team up happens, the dark girl goes, and then the jump happens. Then after this, there should be another team up, and then that should be it. But the downside to this team is because I don't fully finish it, the light girl gets a turn and she normally heals up with skill 2. But if she's not that low, she doesn't seem to do that, and she'll tend to do skill 1. But as you can see, that's what the moves are. So the only way you can really fail is if you don't land enough stuff. So, oh, it's a shame it's not the other one I want, but I might be able to craft for them maybe. But let's just show the team off again. First turn, everything does the moves. Then the team up from Rook happens. Then the branding gets put on, and then he jumps. So it's very important that the team up is Rook first, and then it's Water Inugami, which is Ikara. As you can see, they did the team up that they did. She took the turn to heal, and as you can see, there's a little bit of mess up, but that's only because my Belaga doesn't one-shot, and my Crow I don't think's finished. But as you can see, 25 seconds, that's still faster than most people's BJ teams, so it's absolutely acceptable for me anyway. So as you can see, let's show it again. Boss attacks, team up happens, then the dark thing goes, and then the boss does his attack. So this is just so you can get an idea of what, you know, that team's needing to do. Anyway, as you can see, the jump happened, and now the team up happened, and the light thing took a turn, and then she took her turn. Now she only takes a turn if I don't do it fast enough, which is the only downside to this team. It is technically a replacement for the Dark Deborah, which is it Deborah or Deborah? I can't remember. It's just one of those. But it's just a replacement team, and it does a really good job. It's not as perfect as using her, and it can be perfect if I have better runes, which I currently don't have for the team. But considering I can run all my dungeons at once, I'm pretty happy. So, anyway, as you can see, the team up happened again, and the light girl does her turn, and she does the finishing attack. Anyway, let's go show the team on the right, and then we'll always leave it showing the team in the middle, so if there's something that does go wrong, you can kind of just see every angle. And as you can see, 25 seconds, I'm still pretty happy with that. Your times will vary. So, anyway, let's look at the team on that. So what happens here is the boss goes, that thing gets took out, Colleen heals, Brandia goes. And now as you can see, she did, what was it, 2250k? I think that's what she did. Now sometimes she does like 3 something k. So it just goes to show that it's a bit different. Now Belaga goes, and then the Crow finishes off in the middle team. But as you can see, the damage just wasn't enough. So this is where you can have some problems. As I say, it's not a completely perfect team, but it did the job. So if you're happy with slightly, you know, some runs can be a bit longer, then it's okay. Now 31 seconds, it's still a pretty good team. I mean, I've run this team so many times, it only fails once in a blue moon. Sometimes it fails a bit more, but it's still a pretty good team. I mean, no team is 100% perfect, but as you can see, what's happening is she did 2k there. So it just seems to be whatever kind of like crit multiplier they want to have it as or stuff like that. So now as you can see, the Belaga should take this turn immediately, and he does. Then the Crow helps in and finishes it up. So see, for this particular reason, it could be handy to have those monsters on a wheel set, just so Crow can get a little bit of extra damage, but I'm personally going more for speed and time. So anyway, let's just show the team again. Now as you can see, the thing died. Colleen went, now the Brandia goes, kills the boss, well, one-shots the boss with that first wave. Then after this, the Belaga should go, and then it should be over, but because my team isn't perfect, it happens like that. So, wow. That, yeah, the team in the middle, I don't know if you could see that, but the Ken survived, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes the Ken does survive, and it messes up the Crow's damage. As you can see, he's still alive, as he's not supposed to be alive in this state. but it happens sometimes, so just be aware of that anyway. We'll show once more on this, then I'll do a couple more explaining how the middle team works, and I'm going to leave you with the music to watch the runs, just so you can get an idea from the middle's perspective, and just so you can see the average of what I currently get sometimes, you know, it depends. Sometimes I have no fails at all, sometimes you get one fail, sometimes you get a few, but overall, it's a pretty good, reliable team. Now, the hardest part is, like I say, with this team is getting Brandia, so if you don't have a Brandia, sorry, go in the comments and say, you know, looking for a Brandia to do this team with. I can ruin the other two, I've got the other two ruined or whatever. Or if you've got a Brandia and you want to help some other people out, and if you can't make this team for all of the teams, you know, 3 sets of, you know, like 3 teams worth for someone is quite a lot, but you know, you might be able to make one good team. So if 3 people were interested in making one good team of this, then, you know, you can have more people do it. Which is what I'd really like. I'd like this team to be the new team that people can farm. Even though it is a bit higher room quality than Belaga Jansen, which is still worth making, to be completely honest. It's still worth it, but for this is more of an end game. So that's just it anyway. Let's talk about the middle team. So the head will do one of 2 things. Then he puts the 3 dots on. The Wind Girl goes. The Shadowcaster goes, which is a Ken. Ken also works here. Both versions do. I'm just showing off Ken as my other Ken is ruined for the other version of R5, which I shouldn't really need to bother doing, but I still help people from time to time do their first R5 clears and stuff, so that's why I didn't change it. So that's why I've got different teams for different people. Anyway, as you can see, 23 seconds still. Very good time. Got a vampire thing, that's not too bad. So as you can see, what's going to happen is the head's going to come down. The wind thing's going to move. Then the Ken guy goes. And as you can see, that's it. Then after this, well, the crow should go. As long as the Ken guy doesn't survive. Don't survive, Ken. There you go. He doesn't survive. Oh no, hang on. It's the thingy girl. She goes. Never mind. I was wrong. She does the. It's the fire girl that goes, and then it's the crow, because the crow moves last. I need to do the thing. Yeah. My bad. Whoopsie. I can't help but wonder: is it worth getting a skin for them? Because would their skin make them slower or faster? I'd have to kind of wonder that. I'm not quite sure myself, but I would get a skin if that was the case. So I'm not too sure about that one. And as you can see, boom, big boy damage. Now the jumps happened. And now we got the Nine-Tailed Fox going, and then the crow finish it off. Anyway, I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm going to let these the rest of the runs go. Hang on, before I go, let's just make sure I can guarantee get all the runs done. So if we can show the whole of them. Anyway, I'll catch you all in the next one.
So fast, all tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to play my mind like standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I know no patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit You think I'm in longer, you're making me stronger, making me stronger. Say I'm in longer, you're making me stronger, making me stronger. So cliche, I see the sparks you throw my way. I know your name is written on everyone's mind. Your whole show is captivating me, but don't think that I can see right through that disguise. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby, hard, baby. Yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning, and you don't even try. Well, would you look at that? My glass is empty, glass empty. How about I get another drink, baby, drink, baby? Okay, I get it. You got fire burning, right there in your eyes. So when you got this whole thing, I like the way you look at me. How about we just go with the flow? Now you know I feel it too. But I don't think this could be something that becomes a thing. Maybe just for tonight, then I'll be over you. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby, hard, baby. Yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning, and you don't even try. Well, would you look at that? My glass is empty, glass empty. How about I get another drink, baby, drink, baby? Okay, I get it. You got fire burning, right there in your eyes. Oh yeah.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Yeah. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into a life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah. Lions gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. Savannah. I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a ride, Savannah. I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah. The beauty of the world, Savannah. Let's all take a ride. Savannah, I'm coming home, Savannah. We'll never be alone, Savannah.